Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm alright.
So far.
None the worse for wear, I guess.
There you go. So you just drove in from Detroit?
Yeah.
What were you doing up there? You were saying that.
Well, we had a show last night in Grand Rapids, which was killer. And then we had to go to the border in Detroit and take care of some TSA stuff.
You're so cruel to me. Why you gotta go through that crap?
I know, but they were cool and it was all good.
That's awesome. So you're allowed to be in the country. You're allowed to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have a whole new album, and I have to congratulate you. Not only the Rock Hall of Fame induction, but also the highest charting song of your solo career this week with You're a Lie, number 5.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I didn't know that, but now that that's,
Yep.
thanks for telling me.
Yep. And also Apocalyptic Love coming out on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
And I've heard a lot of stuff about just Miles Kennedy's amazing.
He's great.
I mean, you know, I've watched the guy through his career with Alter Bridge and Mayfield 4 and all that stuff. When you had him before, I was like, what a great choice.
Yeah, well, you know the story behind that. This is sort of breaking up.
Yeah, your mic is breaking up a little bit. Let's see here. Let's try that again.
All right. But, yeah, I didn't know who he was. When Mayfield 4 was around, and we brought his name was brought up when Revolver was still looking for a singer before we ended up with Scott. And that was the first time I heard his name, but I didn't know who he was. And then his name came up again years later after Scott. And he was in Alter Bridge, and I've been hearing all these great things about him. So when I was doing the last record, I've done all the different artists that are on there. It was finished. But I had these 2 songs that had been staring at me in the face the whole time, and I couldn't think who should sing these 2 songs. And, it's at the tail end of the record, and the music was really good, and I was like, God, I gotta do something with these. So I went by that Miles Kennedy guy and just sort of shot in the dark. And I contacted him and told him what I was doing, and he said, send me songs over. So we ended up with Starlight and Back from Cali, and I was just blown away. And so we've been pretty tight ever since.
Yeah, amazing voice and great mix, the two of you together.
We got along really well.
So obviously, I mean, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. I mean, you are like such an iconic musician and guitar player, and you've influenced so many other musicians. And with the times in, Guns N' Roses, and I have to tell you, I had the cassette, the Appetite for Destruction, because I went through like 3 copies of that thing, because it was such a great album, and because it was so innovative and new, and you created like this whole new guitar sound, and this whole new guitar thing, and
Well, it was just different at the time than what everybody else was doing at the time. It's really just sort of old school, blues, hard rock guitar, that was what I was into. And still am. And so when it came out, it was against the grain because it wasn't sort of following the finger tapping dive bomb thing that was going on.
Yeah.
so it seemed unique, but I didn't, rebuild the wheel there.
So what's going on with the upcoming Ozzy tour? I understand you're going to do a little something in the sidebar of the Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi.
Well, we're touring in Europe. My band's touring in Europe in June, and Ozzy's over there now, I think. And so I'm going to go up and guest like 10, I think it's 10 or 11 shows with Ozzy. So I'm going to go up and do some Sabbath songs. And we just sort of, what happened with Tony was unexpected, obviously.
Yeah.
And so to sort of save those shows, we ended up, Ozzy ended up doing the sort of Ozzy and Friends thing. But it's really cool. I jammed with those guys back in LA before the tour started. And it's, I get up and do my thing, and then Zach gets up and does his thing, and then we all, Gus, Zach, and myself do a song at the end. It's pretty rad.
Any chance we can get that here in the studio?
I think Tony's going to be fine, so, we'll get it back together.
Talk a little bit, Apocalyptic Love, hitting stores Tuesday, and then your first video. What's the story where it was taped?
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, and I want you to tell the story about it and where it was and all that, because
Yeah,
I love that. It's so cool.
You guys have to watch this online, because she's got a lot of very
I'm Italian. Got the hand thing going.
animated hand movements going on. Let's see. The video was shot at Universal in the Phantom of the Opera set, which is a landmark, a historic landmark. So you can't touch it, and so it's all in there. You can't really see it in the video. It wasn't really the intention wasn't to showcase it. It's just cool to do it there.
Yeah, you can't touch it, but guess who did? This guy over here.
Well, no, I mean, you can't alter it.
Right.
So. But we did the video with the guy who's directing the movie that I'm producing, which is in production right now, called Nothing to Fear. He's the director. And his name's Anthony Leonardi, by the way. But you know, when the idea came to do a video, I was like pissing and moaning about it. Like, I hate videos. But then I thought, oh, if we did it with Anthony, it could at least be cool, you know. So, and it came out looking really good.
If you haven't checked it out, you got to. You got to. It's such a great video for that song. You're alive. It's so cool. Oh my God, I was so excited.
Yeah,
to hear you talk.
some kids are creeps.
That's exactly right. I watched a video of some public service thing that you did with Betty White for the zoo, the lair in the LA Zoo.
The reptile exhibit.
Yeah.
I'm on the board at the zoo, so that was like,
That's so cool. Talk a little bit about that. How did you kind of get involved in that, and then go?
Well, you know, because I live in Los Angeles and have for a long time, so I support a lot of the stuff that goes on in LA. But the zoo is like really close to my heart because I've been going there since I was a little kid, and I've donated a lot of snakes there, and I've been part of the zoo for a long time. And at some point, a friend of mine, who's the music coordinator for Universal, suggested that I come down and see about getting on the board there. So I went down and met the whole, you know, the board.
You walked in like, hey,
really
what's up?
Great bunch of people, and the zoo's really evolved in a positive way over the years. So I became a board member, and Betty is on the board as well, and she's awesome.
That is the
She's
coolest.
the most rock and roll 90-year-old you're ever going to meet.
I would vote for her for president.
Yeah, and so a lot of people were like, well, why'd you do a commercial with that old lady? I said, because that old lady could, well, I'm not going to say anything nasty, but she's just like, she's very astute, very funny, hard as nails. You know, you do not want to mess with that lady.
Yeah.
And all she does is talk sex jokes all the time. It's just really hilarious. Anyway, but so we did the commercial together for the Lair, which just opened up.
I put a shortcut on that computer so you can see it again in case you can remember how it went. But if you get a chance, you got to Google it. Just Google Slash and Betty White, and you'll see it. It's a great commercial.
I saw it when it was finished, but I haven't seen them on TV. But people always text me and say, "Just saw a commercial."
It's fantastic. So, all right, let's just do this one. So Scott Weiland, Velvet Revolver, he's all out there saying stuff about Velvet Revolver and getting back together.
This is getting more attention than it really needs to. I guess at some point he said something that I had no idea what he was talking about. But I guess he might have talked to Dave Kushner, and Dave Kushner might have suggested something. I'm not really sure, but it broadsided me. But yeah, there's nothing going on there.
Nothing. Okay, so that is not happening. The Velvet Revolver thing, because you're busy right now. I mean, you've got
there's that, and you know, we made a decision that we were going to get a new singer, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I have no intention of going the other direction.
But Velvet Revolver, you are going to release a live DVD.
Yeah.
Looks like May 25th. When you're back in LA and you're kind of off tour and you get a chance to kind of chill out at home, what is it that you kind of do? I mean, do you have friends, like longtime friends from you know, going through the years in music and stuff that you still kind of hang out with?
Yeah. I mean, most of the people I hang out with that I've known for years, I work with in some capacity. But I have a couple of friends. Mark Canner, somebody who I've been friends with since I was in like 5th grade. So I go down to his parents. Well, it's his deli now. And I go hang out over there, and I've got a few friends, and a lot of them actually live around the country. And I pop into town to play, and I see them, you know, every year.
So you get a chance to hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, before you leave, I've got to hook you up with this guy that works at the zoo. He runs the place. What's his name?
Jack Hanna?
Yeah, Jack Hanna.
Oh, Jack Hanna. What about Jack?
Because he's like the dude at the zoo. So since you're kind of into animal
he's
thing,
from Columbus?
Jack Hanna.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Of course, I know who he is.
Yeah, he's fantastic. We've got to get you guys a matching tattoo, though. I don't think Jack's got any tattoos, JC, but we
No.
Jack and I have matching
I think you guys should get
Where are you
matching
going with this?
I don't know. I think you should have matching tattoos. Slash, thank you so much for taking the time to come
It was
by.
nice talking to you. You're very funny.
Thanks. Apocalyptic Love.
In a good way, though. I'm not taking the piss.
Thank you. Apocalyptic Love hits stores on Tuesday. Amazing album. Thank you so much.
Plus, we're playing the thing tomorrow.
And then tomorrow, you guys are on the main stage at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
The Monster main stage.
It's going to be kick-ass.
It's going to be great. And the weather's going to be good, too. No rain in sight. It's going to be like 80, low 80s.
You're more excited than the average fan that's going to buy a ticket to go to that.
I'm freaking
He's
out.
already bought a ticket.
I feel like I got to pee like 24/7. It's ridiculous.
Awesome. Aren't I going to see you there?
Yeah, I'll be there for sure. Yeah, are you
Then you
kidding?
can bring me one of those t-shirts.
I will. We'll get you hooked up. I promise. You know what? I have a large at home. Can you fit a large? Fit
Large,
you?
yeah.
Okay, I'll get you a large and bring you mine from home.
All right, cool.
So 5 o'clock. Don't forget Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. 5 o'clock Monster Main Stage. Apocalyptic Love hits stores Tuesday. Go buy it, and please look for Slash and the crew out and about for the rest of the summer.